Okay, so this one is Juncal Solano, and that's how she always starts it, with this little thing she says in the beginning. It's very cute. She calls her people her charritos, which I think is really cute. But in any case, I really wanted to translate her. I tried to reach out to her. Hopefully she doesn't get me for plagiarism, but I really just wanted to translate her so people can hear what she has to say in English. But in any case, so here we go. I'm going to go ahead and start translating what she says, okay? I'm going to have to slow it down though. I'm going to have to pause it because she talks so fast.
Hola amigos, bienvenidos a Charro Politico.
Okay, so she says, hello everybody, welcome to Charro Politico. And then she says, I am Juncal Solano.
De Emilio Lozoya ya salió a exigir que si Peña Nieto no se presenta hacia...
So she's saying that somebody is complaining that if Peña Nieto doesn't present himself, Peña Nieto is the previous, the last president, that they're something about they're trying to deal with him regarding some corruption, and his crony is threatening to speak or tell all if he doesn't come forth.
Tengan a las consecuencias. También le habla a Videgaray. La DEA le congela.
So they said, and also he's asking about Videgaray. There's another guy named Videgaray, and then he says that the DEA has frozen his money, his accounts.
Las cuentas ya no tiene acceso a absolutamente nada. Y después
So they've taken away all his access to his finances.
Que sigue Peña Nieto. ¿Qué hay detrás de todo esto? Quédate conmigo porque lo tienes.
So she says it has to do with Peña Nieto, so stay tuned because you have to know about this. So that's her thing. You must know this.
Y pues bien, mis queridos charritos, arrancamos con la información de el día de hoy.
Okay, so she says, my beloved charritos. Now, charritos are these the charro is the cowboy, kind of has spurs and a hat, like really glittered up, bling bling outfit. But also the charros are also the singers that they sing with mariachis. But so if you look on the bottom right hand corner of her screen, you'll see there's a little charrito. So that's what a typical charro looks like. So she refers to her public as her little charritos. Okay, so obviously she's not a charrito, but you could be a charrita girl. You could be wearing that pretty dress and all that with all the bling on it. But in any case, so she refers to her people as the charritos. Okay, so she just said, all right, my charritas, we're about to start because this is the information you got to know. Okay.
Y el día de hoy, 4 de julio, arrancamos con lo siguiente. Resulta
so today, 4th of July, we're going to start with the following.
Que la DEA ya congela las cuentas de Emilio Lozoya.
Okay, so the DEA has now frozen the bank accounts of Emilio Lozoya. He's the guy I was talking about.
Cierran el acceso a todo el dinero que el señor.
So they've closed his access or blocked his access to all his money.
Pudo haberse robado por presuntos.
For all the money that he possibly stole, presumptively.
Actos de lavado de dinero.
Regarding some money laundering scheme.
Pasa a la lista negra de Estados Unidos.
So now he's on the blacklist of the U.S.
Y no hay cosa, señores, que más le duela a un político que le quiten su dinero.
So she says there's nothing that hurts a politician more than taking away his money.
Podrán estar en la cárcel,
they can be in jail,
su familia, pero
they can lose their family, but if you take away their access to money, that's the worst thing that can happen to them. So she's, like I said, she's very animated. So she says now Lozoya is really feeling the grip around his neck.
Ya lo van a despescuezar.
They're gonna cut him off at the neck.
Y mandó enseguida le escribió una carta al juez y le
So right away he wrote a letter to the judge and he said this.
dijo, o me mandan a traer a Enrique Peña Nieto.
So he said, you must bring Enrique Peña Nieto or else.
Para que testifique.
So he can testify.
Diga su punto de vista, porque
And he can tell his point of view because I am not
el único en
the
esta
only
situación.
one in this situation.
Ténganse a las consecuencias.
Or you can deal with the consequences.
Porque también voy a hablar y el Poder Judicial
Because I will be talking and the judicial powers,
va a salir embarrado todo.
the judicial power is also going to be smeared. So the judges are also involved apparently. So he said if they don't bring him forth, that even the judges are going to be smeared.
Tómala, la cosa ya se prendió,
So
la
it's
cosa
gotten
ya
hot.
se descontroló.
It's out of
Y es que
control.
Emilio Lozoya siente presión.
Because Emilio Lozoya is feeling the pressure.
Y si no lo ayudan sus
And if they
amigos
do not
que
help him,
lo invitaron, lo incitaron y lo
all these friends that invited him, incited him,
apoyaron a robar,
and backed him up when he was stealing,
Emilio Lozoya abre la boca
he will then open his mouth and tell all.
porque ya no tiene dinero,
Because he no longer has any money,
sus cuentas están congeladas
all his bank accounts are frozen,
y Enrique Peña Nieto sería el primero. Porque déjenme
and Enrique Peña Nieto would be the first that would be smeared.
decirles que
Let me
dentro del
tell
Poder
you.
Judicial existe
Because within the judicial power there exists,
un pacto para que a Peña Nieto no
because they had this pact that they would not allow Peña Nieto to be,
se le cite a declarar.
that they would not be doing anything against Peña Nieto.
Ante esto, el juez de Emilio Lozoya
So now the judge that Lozoya wrote to said,
ya dijo o que quitan ese pacto o que se
or they either have to get rid of that pact, or
tengan a las consecuencias.
they need to just get ready for the consequences that are coming,
Porque van a acudir a los medios.
because they're going to go to the media.
No les importa ya.
They don't care anymore.
Bien, vamos desglosando la información de el día de hoy.
So here she went to this site called Politico, and so she says, so this is one of the news. What's nice about this is I can always go up there and I can see which newspapers she's referring to. Okay, so this one is Politico, and this is what they say.
Y arrancamos con lo siguiente. Emilio Lozoya, ex cercanísimo de Enrique Peña Nieto.
So Emilio Lozoya, he was the ex, very close, I don't know, right-hand guy of Peña Nieto, related to the energy matters. He was implicated in a crime of money laundering, and the agency, the DEA, or Anti-Narcotics Agency of the United States, according to the DEA, or the DEA.
Mano derecha en materia energética, estaría vinculado con el crimen, le habría lavado dinero de acuerdo a la agencia antinarcóticos de Estados Unidos. Es decir, que además de todas las corruptelas, desfalcos que hicieron en Pemex, Emilio Lozoya,
so besides all the corrupt things they did to Pemex,
le habría lavado dinero a
they also did some money laundering
Enrique Peña Nieto.
for Enrique Peña Nieto.
Así son las amistades.
So that's how their
priistas.
friends are.
Y es que
So okay, now they were from the PRI. That was one of the parties. You know how we have Democrats and Republicans? Well, they have the PRI and the PAN. And so she says, so that's how the PRIistas friendships are. So they're like turning on each other.
Recordaremos que también ya empezó una investigación en Estados Unidos en contra de Enrique Peña Nieto.
So we also know that there has been an investigation started against Enrique Peña Nieto, again the previous or the last president that was started in the U.S.
por temas de desfalcos y ya salió el
for matters regarding defalcos. I'm not sure what that is.
Pena, que quien le lavaba el dinero a Enrique Peña Nieto era nada más ni nada menos que Emilio Lozoya.
So the one that was doing the money laundering for Peña Nieto was Lozoya, this guy here.
Vamos desglosando la información y le congelan las cuentas. Repito, no hay nada que les duela más al.
So apparently they talked about how they had frozen his bank accounts and there's nothing that hurts
los
him more.
políticos que les congelen las cuentas. Vamos a poner la nota. Y aquí ya tenemos la nota en pantalla y dice lo siguiente. Y dice, la DEA investiga a Emilio Lozoya por lavado de dinero. Le vuelven a congelar sus cuentas. Qué bueno, me da mucho gusto.
So she says that the DEA is investigating Emilio Lozoya for money laundering, and they've frozen his accounts again.
Y esperemos que así sea. Digo,
and so she says that makes me very happy, and I hope that's true.
Ya basta, ¿no? Porque al final no es su dinero, es
because after all, it's not his money, it's the money of the people.
Dinero de los mexicanos. Y dice así, luego de que un juez federal le devolviera el manejo de sus cuentas bancarias a Emilio.
So, a federal judge had already given him back his control over his bank accounts. So it says here they had already given him back to him before.
Lozoya, y que ayer su abogado propuso a la Fiscalía General de la República que su cliente está dispuesto a convertirse en testigo protegido.
So he wants to be a protective witness. He's willing to become a protected witness.
Se da a conocer que la DEA, la agencia antinarcóticos de Estados Unidos, se encuentra investigando al exdirector de Pemex en la administración de Enrique Peña.
Okay, so that Lozoya guy was the Pemex director, and he was under the president of Peña Nieto, and then he was apparently doing money laundering for him.
Peña Nieto, fíjense, o sea, Lozoya ya se está ofreciendo para ser testigo protegido.
So apparently now she's saying, look at this, he's offering to become a paid witness, or not a paid witness, a witness for the prosecution.
Porque si hay algo muy fuerte y si él abre la boca puede inclusive hasta perder la vida.
So the other thing is, if he opens his mouth, he may also lose his life. So there's a threat of murder here against him.
Que esa es la famosa corrupción priista.
So that's the infamous priista, which means pre-party corruption.
En realidad esconden estos mafiosos.
So this is what these mafia people are hiding.
Dice así, cuando parecía que las cosas marchaban mejor para Lozoya,
so as things were starting to look good for Lozoya,
incluso su abogado había formalizado la petición al juez para llamar a declarar a Enrique Peña Nieto.
So they had already had his attorney ask the judge to call Enrique Peña Nieto as his witness.
Y Luis Videgaray, por el caso Fertinal, todo se le viene abajo al corrupto exdirector.
So as also it was going to involve Videgaray, and she says everything fell down upon the corrupt person, the ex-director of Pemex, which is Lozoya.
Porque con esa noticia otro juez le ha vuelto a intervenir sus.
Because with that news, another judge now froze his accounts.
Cuentas. Qué bueno, repito,
And she says
eso
that's
es
good.
lo que más les duele.
And
El
that's what
acto
hurts him the
reclamado
most.
es el resultado del trabajo conjunto, así como el intercambio de información realizados entre la Secretaría de Hacienda y Crédito Público a través de la Unidad de Inteligencia Financiera y la United Station Transformation Administration para prevenir la comisión y o continuación del delito de operaciones con recursos de procedencia ilícita. Así afirmó tercer tribunal colegiado en materia administrativa.
Okay, so here she's talking about how all these different transparency areas in the government are being asked to give the information, and he's offered, or they're doing the investigation, looking to from the commissions to see what's related to the money laundering situation.
Es decir, que la DEA descubre que hay actos de lavado de dinero por parte.
So the DEA discovered that there was money laundering evidence, and so they went after him.
De Emilio Lozoya y ordena congelar sus
And they
cuentas
ordered that they
para
freeze those
evitar
accounts.
que sigan
So
haciendo
that-
transacciones o cambios y
So-
se intenten salvar el pellejo.
So that they won't try to hide the money or try to save their own skin. So that's why they froze the money.
Y sigamos leyendo, dice,
And
por
continue
tanto,
reading.
la solicitud consistente en el oficio de fecha 30 de abril de 2019, firmado por el gerente de...
So this was done in April 30th, and it was already, apparently they were already looking at it since then. And it was signed by somebody here, let's see, who did somebody, the DEA.
Inteligencia de dicha
And the
agencia internacional es una
International
solicitud
Agency.
realizada por una autoridad extranjera. Competencia en...
So it's done by a foreign, not somebody within Mexico or within the U.S. Some other foreign government is looking at the evidence.
En la materia que informa sobre investigación por la posible comisión de actividades relacionadas con lavado de dinero.
So this has to do. They're the ones that are looking into the money laundering situation.
La DEA no tiene absolutamente nada, pero absolutamente nada que ver con México. La DEA
So the DEA has absolutely nothing to do with Mexico.
ya es un organismo estadounidense que se dedica a eso, a rastrear a los personajes que se dedican al lavado de dinero.
So they are involved in finding people that are involved in money laundering.
Pero no las pequeñas ligas, sino las altas ligas. Y
So they're not looking at the small corporations, they're looking at the big or large
si
corporations.
Emilio Lozoya le acaba de congelar las cuentas la DEA y fue un decreto donde fue una denuncia por una autoridad extranjera, no hay poder humano aquí en México que lo pueda.
So because this was ordered by an outside agency, there is no power in Mexico that'll be able to save him from it. I'm trying to turn off my AC because it's cold in here. So yeah, so they're saying that, oh gosh, did I? Yeah, I have it on. All right. So they're saying that because it was not, see, if it was in Mexico, they're corrupt officials, because there's a lot of corrupt officials even in the judicial system, which by the way have been backing them up, covering them up.
Ayudar. Si bien ya se había establecido esto por parte de un juez mexicano y luego se lo levantaron porque pues ya sabemos cómo.
So she says a Mexican judge had already released him and basically, let him go, because you know how things go here in Mexico, she says. But now, because it's another country's that's involved, the Mexican judges aren't going to be able to protect him or, cover for him as they were doing.
Son aquí que nomás le hacen la faramaya, dicen que van a castigar y al final no castigan.
So what they do is they'll say, oh yeah, we'll punish him, yeah, there's evidence, but we'll punish him, and then they don't do anything.
nadie, en el sentido de que pague por los delitos que cometió, no castigo, sino que se haga justicia. Resulta que aquí pues ya al venir un decreto por parte de una autoridad extranjera donde...
So she says because now there's a decree from a foreign government or an entity that now they are not going to be able to hide, under the veil of the judicial system in Mexico, that they're going to have to deal with it. And they're wanting justice because of all the things that they stole from Mexico, because it's the people's money that they stole.
Ya es un organismo que es la DEA, porque está registrado que en diferentes partes del mundo, donde también involucraron a Estados Unidos, hicieron ese tipo de transacciones que son...
Because they did a lot of transactions that involved the U.S. in different parts of the world, according to what she's saying.
Legales, que es el famoso lavado de dinero, es lo suficiente para ordenar que se le congelen las cuentas y ahora...
So that information was sufficient to freeze their bank accounts.
Si un juez aquí en México quiere decir que se le levante, no va a poder ser posible.
So even if a judge in Mexico were to say lift those,
dice, la orden
to lift that, they would not be able to do so. So now she's saying something else about some order.
El nuevo congelamiento de las cuentas de Lozoya deriva de del oficio emitido por la DEA, donde se admite que esta persona está bajo investigación de las...
So the DEA is the one that is putting the hold, and they admit that he is under investigation.
Autoridades estadounidenses. Es decir, ya no solo es jurisdicción mexicana, sino ahora es estadounidense, y todo esto se dio a conocer luego de que comenzaran investigaciones en contra de Peña Nieto, y se dio a conocer que efectivamente Emilio Lozoya le lavaba dinero.
So they were doing some proceedings against Peña Nieto, and they found out that it was Lozoya that was doing the money laundering for him.
La IUF alegó ante el tribunal colegiado que existe la solicitud de la DEA para colaborar en la investigación contra Lozoya y otras personas. Esto me parece excelente. La unidad de investigación financiera le dice al Poder Judicial que existe toda la disposición por parte de la DEA de comenzar a investigar más a Emilio Lozoya, dado que la FGR pues no está funcionando. Y qué mejor que sean autoridades estadounidenses.
So they're saying that what they were trying to do within the country wasn't working, and so now the U.S., the DEA is coming after them. So they're telling the Mexican judicial system they're not going to be able to become involved in this now. All they can do is give the information, and they can't try to save them in any way.
Que empiecen a investigar. Que déjenme decirles, si Estados Unidos ya le entró es porque algo le están buscando a Peña Nieto y a Lozoya, alguna traición, que no les gusta.
So apparently she says that they must have done some kind of traitorous thing to the people that they were working with in the U.S., because now they're going after Peña Nieto, and so she says they must have played somebody dirty and now they got caught up.
Justo de su parte, y ya se los quieren traer bien atravesados. Y esa es la realidad, que si la DEA quiere comenzar a investigarlos, a mí no me parece mala idea.
She says, and if the DEA wants to investigate them, we think that's a good idea. We don't think it's a bad idea at all. We want them handled.
Adelante, porque esto blinda de una forma u otra la corrupción, de la cual pues blinda o cobija a Enrique Peña Nieto y a Emilio Lozoya en el Poder Judicial.
So she's saying that this is kind of uncovering the blanket that they had to hide the corruption, and now it's putting it out in the open by the DEA getting involved.
De la DEA, pues ya son ligas mayores donde pues este manto protector de la corrupción priista no podría defenderlos.
So this priista, so they have this protective veil, and she says that now that the DEA is involved, they're not going to be able to use that to get away with whatever it is, that they're being accused of now that they're being investigated.
formulada por canales informales. Es una solicitud válida realizada por una autoridad extranjera con competencia en materia para efecto de que esta unidad administrativa central prestara auxilio en ejercicio de sus facultades. Ahora, lo único...
So they're saying that this is a formidable and a well-known corporate entity that is after them now, and so they're not just going to be able to sweep it away or sweep it under the carpet.
Lo que falta es que el Poder Judicial acepte y admita que la DEA pueda comenzar investigaciones en su...
So now all they have to do is wait for the Justice Department to allow or to permit the DEA to do their investigation.
Contra incluso aquí en el país.
Well, then they'll be even coming into the country, I guess.
Esperemos que así sea, o yo no sé qué opinas tú en relación a que la DEA comience a investigar formalmente y apoye.
So she asks, how do you feel about them coming in and doing their investigation here in Mexico, you know, regarding this whole matter?
Porque sinceramente yo ya en estas autoridades jurisdiccionales yo ya no puedo, ya nos han...
So we can't trust in these authorities. In other words, they've lost faith in the judicial system too, because there's been a lot of corrupt judges that keep forgiving. You know, I think there was a case brought up against Lozoya, and he was supposed to be arrested, and basically some judges just said, no, it's okay, let him go, you know, kind of like gave him a break. And so now people were really upset, and that's just one of the cases. I mean, they're doing that in a lot of other areas. They're blocking AMLO from doing things that are tearing away the veils of corruption, and you know, trying to fix some of the things they left started and finish the projects so that people will actually have access to whatever it is that they blocked. For example, the airport is a big issue. There's also the trains that they stopped, and they started a lot of freeways and just kept the money and didn't finish them. They've been in process for 10 years and they're finishing those up. And the airport is a big deal because also I believe Pena, Nieto, and this guy Lozoya were involved in another money laundering scheme or some kind of corruption there, where they sold a bunch of the land around the area that they then put the plans in for the airport, which, by the way, was really freaky because they are moving, or were planning on selling. Well, they are taking the old airport and they were going to turn it into like a market, like stores, and then they were going to put the actual airport where a lake is, which is always sinking, and so they've been having a problem trying to stabilize the ground after they first of all removed the water part of it, and I guess they didn't even finish. A lot of you know, the environmentalists didn't even really get involved or complain, and so then they have not been able to stabilize. They say it's dropping about 0.5 meter every year. It sinks in the ground. So that's where they were trying to put the airport. And also, so what they did was they bought all, they basically told all their friends, hey, buy land in this area. So they paid all these poor people that lived near and around the lake. They gave them pennies on the peso, and they basically took away their land. And then they had already all these plans for making businesses that were going to be around the airport. So they were already had all these plans for wealth. You know, it was one of those situations where they privatized some of the areas around the airport. And they kind of privatized the airport too, by the way. So then the president went in, he said, wait a minute, we're not going to build this airport in the middle of a lake. This is unrealistic. So instead, what he had planned was to build the airport, well, first of all, to to fix up the old airport, you know, revitalize it. And also, there's another property that they have, which was the airport for the military, which, so together the two of them would make this huge airport. But now the environmentalists are blocking them with the help of some judges. And also the people that had bought the lands around there that made all these investments, you know, that were planning to close up the airport and make their little stores in there. Those people are all fighting to keep the airport from being made, you know, fixed up in the old spot. Now the environmentalists, who did not complain when they emptied out the lake, are now complaining that that they're not passing an environmental impact study on an airport that already existed. The already existing airport, they're complaining, is going to affect the environment, and they did not complain when the other airport was being built on a lake where they wiped out God knows how many species of birds and animals, you know, fish, animals, wildlife. So anyway, that's another one of the things which I'm gonna let you guys see a little later. I've watched this before and I thought, wow, I need to translate this one. But in any case, so this one situation here. So she's talking about how they're these corrupt guys, you know, Lozoya and Pena Nieto, who was behind a lot of that too, by the way, because everything was done through the order of the president, by the way, at that time. There was really no going through the judicial system, or they never went through or fought, or nobody argued against whatever he said. It was kind of like a dictatorship. He just basically did what he wanted. But now AMLO is running everything the right way, and so the reason he hasn't gone forth with the airport is because he's trying to make sure to do everything on the up and up, even this stuff with the environmentalists and all these people that are, you know, trying to block the building of the airport. He says we're going to go through the whole legitimate process, and that way they will not have any recourse by the time he's done. And by the way, he was or is an attorney as well, so he knows how to research the laws, and he does a lot of reading. Very good historian. He knows the history of basically a lot of the different countries and states in the U.S. and Mexico. Just really impressive, educated guy. But anyway, so let me go on with this because I kind of went off on a tangent. Sorry.
Una y otra vez que no se puede confiar. Entonces,
so she says that, you know, the judicial system has shown us time and time again that they cannot be trusted.
Ya entre la DEA para comenzar a involucrarse más, que ojo, repito, si Estados Unidos ya comenzó a investigarlos es porque algo ya no les gustó y ya se quieren ir contra ellos y los quieren
So she says that now if the U.S. has sick the DEA on them, it's because they must have done something that the U.S. didn't like. Because remember again that the U.S. Was involved in a lot of the businesses that were given by Pena Nieto and the other presidents, which, by the way, had, besides Pena Nieto, they had, I believe it was Calderon and Fox, had both studied in American colleges, which is another matter that was brought up by AMLO regarding something that was said over 100 years ago by somebody under President Polk. It was very interesting regarding how the U.S. had said that the way they were going to win was just to allow the Mexican people or young men that were ambitious to go to American colleges and be taught the American way of life, and then when they went back to their countries, they would become a president, and then they could help them get everything they wanted from that country. Well, in effect, that's what happened with Calderon and Fox. They gave up a lot of Mexico's valuable assets. And so that's why they say, that they must have done something that angered the Americans, because something's going on where now they're sicking the DEA on them. So they must have done something where they were traitors to the people that were backing them, the foreign people. It could be also, sometimes they say it's not just the U.S., but also somebody named Soros. There's a bunch of things going on regarding foreign people that were involved in the corruption.
Refundir. Continuando con la información, seguimos con esta nota que dice lo siguiente y pasamos a la siguiente nota que dice así. Lozoya pide por escrito a juez que cite a declarar a Enrique Peña Nieto, Caldwell Ochoa Reza y a
Okay, so here she is mentioning that this, sin embargo, Max that Lozoya had asked a judge in a written way that he wanted Vidagueray, Caldwell, Ochoa, Reza, and Mesmacher to be brought forth, to speak on his behalf, I guess.
Mesmacher. Y dice así, esta nota justamente fue publicada el día de hoy y vamos a leer.
So this was on today.
Pues bien, vuelvo a lo mismo y es que
again,
no hay nada, señores, que le duela más a un corrupto que le quiten su dinero.
So she reiterates that there's nothing that hurts a politician more than if they take away their money.
Puede ver que ya la DEA los trae bien atravesados y que ahora sí se los pueden, por no decir otra palabra, ahora sí fregar. Resulta que ya pues Emilio Lozoya le dice al abogado, ¿sabes qué? No hay tiempo que perder. O nos movemos y le decimos a Peña Nieto que venga y nos ayude y que declare y que no se haga pato porque él también tiene que ver.
So she's saying that they are saying that they better tell Peña Nieto that he better come and speak on their behalf, otherwise he's going to be implicated.
Ahora sí nos van a refundir. Entonces resulta que Lozoya le pide esto por escrito, donde también suelta ciertas amenazas hacia el Poder Judicial, que si no le quitan ese manto protector a Enrique Peña Nieto, porque ojo, eso ya está estipulado o ya está hablado en el Poder Judicial, que nos invita a declarar a Enrique Peña Nieto. Volvemos a lo mismo. Peña Nieto.
So apparently they've put this safety cloak on Peña Nieto, where they're not allowing him to be brought, publicly discredited or something. And so he's saying they better take that cloak off of him, or the legal people or the judges themselves are going to be brought to told on, or they're going to expose them.
Él no tiene muchos compadres, muchos amigos en el Poder Judicial, y este es el obstáculo que están poniendo.
So they apparently have a lot of friends in the judicial system, and that's the obstacle that has been a problem for them.
De una forma u otra se impida mandar a declarar a Enrique Peña Nieto, pero no.
So they're saying that they want them to remove that cloak from the judicial system that's covering Peña Nieto.
No, mis chulos. Si ya está la DEA de por medio, si ya está Santiago Nieto pidiéndole a las autoridades permitir intervenir a la DEA, ya no tendrían por qué estarse excusando y tienen que mandar a declarar a Enrique Peña Nieto. El Poder Judicial lo está tratando de evitar a toda costa, pero ya no se da poder.
So she's saying the judicial department is trying to protect him at every cost, but it's not going to be possible anymore.
Y es que Emilio Lozoya ya sabe que se lo van a tronar en cualquier momento y tiene que venir Enrique Peña Nieto y dice.
So she says that Lozoya knows that they're gonna get him, and when they say get him, they don't mean just get him legally. They mean murder him, because he feels his life is in danger, apparently. This is Lozoya.
Ricardo Lozoya, exdirector de Petróleos Mexicanos, solicitó por escrito al juez Luz María Ortega, juez octavo del Juzgado de Distrito de Amparo en materia penal, que citen a Enrique Peña Nieto para declarar, porque se han hecho patos y no lo han hecho. También a Luis Videgaray, así como al de Altos Hornos, quien ya pagó fianza para poder salir. Según información, varios diarios nacionales basados en informes del Poder Judicial de la Federación, el exdirector de Pemex pidió nuevamente testimonios incluidos de Pedro Joaquín Colwell, ex titular de la Secretaría de Energía, Miguel Mansur Linartas, ex secretario e ingenieros de la Secretaría de Hacienda, Enrique Ochoa, exdirector de la CFE, todo el grupo de los 40 ladrones metidos en la petición de Lozoya para que vengan a declarar. Lozoya dice, no se hagan patos, señores, ustedes también están igual de...
So he told everybody, he gave everybody's name that was involved in the money laundering scheme, and their positions, what positions they held, and you know, they're all on the run now, basically.
Manchados, a mí me quieren agarrar de su puerquito, pero si caigo yo, caen todos. O si...
So he said, you're not going to just get me. If they get me, they're going to get all of you. So you better come forth and protect me.
Y no hablo. Esta es la famosa carta, lanza y una que otra amenaza, porque pues claro que Emilio Lozoya hasta el momento pues se ha quedado calladito pensando que sus amigos lo van a venir a rescatar.
So he had kept quiet because he thought his friends were going to come to his rescue. But now, since they're not coming to his rescue, he's starting to name names.
Pero qué bueno que vea Emilio Lozoya que todo lo que dio por Enrique Peña Nieto para que el señor ni sus luces, bien feliz, vale y ni siquiera le importó. Pues bien.
So he says it's a good thing he's finding out, and Lozoya's finding out that Enrique Peña Nieto doesn't give a damn about him. He's over there worrying, and he's over there having a fun time, free of problems.
Ahora todos los ojos de la justicia están en esta carta donde Emilio Lozoya revela y exige que el Poder Judicial le quite esa protección a Enrique Peña.
So it says now everybody's got their eyes on this letter that he's demanding that the Judicial Department take that protective cloak off of him, otherwise they're going to be implicated.
Nieto, que no se hagan patos y que efectivamente lo traigan a declarar, porque si no va a hablar y que se atengan a las consecuencias.
So again, the same thing, that he will speak, otherwise they're going to have to deal with the consequences.
La solicitud para diligenciar dichas pruebas testimoniales fueron suscritas por Javier. Bueno, esto es básicamente todo el proceso, pero aquí lo interesante es lo siguiente. La juez federal determinó en su momento si autoriza o no el llamado al expresidente. Hasta el momento se tiene frenado este proceso, pero el abogado...
So at the moment they've got this process on halt, or she says frenado, which means they put the brakes on it. But she's going to have to make a decision as to whether they're going to call Peña Nieto whether he's going to be cited as well.
El abogado nuevamente está volviendo a insistir porque pues la DEA ya lo trae entre ceja y ceja a este Lozoya, y es evidente que todo el teatrito se está cayendo, y al que lo van a tronar es a Lozoya, y Lozoya lo que quiere es que no solamente caiga él, si cae el que también caiga Peña Nieto, Videgaray. Entonces no me sorprendería que en cuestión de días pues Lozoya abra un poco de más la boca, porque estoy seguro que Peña Nieto no se va a presentar.
So she says, I'm sure that Peña Nieto is not going to show up. I'm pretty sure he's going to be he's going to be telling everybody what happened, because she doubts that Peña Nieto will show up.
Dice, abogado de Lozoya solicita de manera formal citar a declarar a Peña Nieto, Videgaray y a Colwell. Entonces vemos que aquí está todo el trío corrupto del sexenio pasado que se encargaron de desfalcar.
So she's saying, here's the whole trio from the last 6 years that worked together to rip off the country.
A Pemex. Pues bien.
And also, they destroyed or attempted to destroy Pemex, the petroleum company.
en los comentarios qué opinas al respecto de esta situación.
Okay. Anyway, so I just find her to be very good with her information, very good about getting it together. She does several of these a night, where she'll, tell you what's going on. I find her to be also very impressive. So anyway, let me close this up here. But anyway, so I just wanted to share with you some of the news that's happening in Mexico right now, and just translate for you. And there's some stuff that I've been hearing which I don't mind sharing, but if you have any questions, we can also research it and translate that. I'll be taking requests on what you want translated. If there's something you saw that you're really curious to have translated, no big deal, just let me know in the comments. And by the way, do me a favor and subscribe and put the little what is that little bell, the one that lets you know whenever I put something on so that you can hear it. Oh gosh, well, there's like a little bell that's next to the subscription button, and it'll give you a lot alerts whenever I make a new video. In any case, please leave me messages. I always answer to them, and at least at this time I answer them. And if you leave me a message, I'd really appreciate it, because it lets me know how I'm doing, whether it be bad or good, or if I translated something incorrectly that you know of, or misinformation that maybe something different than what I was shown. But in any case, as far as I can tell, and I did look around, the information seems to be correct. So in any case, the next thing I'm going to be talking about is the police rebellion, the federal police rebellion. But in any case, I'm done with this one, so let me know. Please like and subscribe, and if you think that that AMLO is doing a good job, make sure you put a thumbs up, because I think he is. He's doing excellent.